Republican strategist Brad Todd recently took aim at CNN, accusing the network of a double standard in its coverage of President Biden and former President Trump. My criticism focuses on what I perceive as disparate treatment of executive overreach by the two presidents. Biden's student loan forgiveness plan continued despite a Supreme Court ruling against it. I quoted Biden's own words, "I will stop at nothing to do this," as evidence of the president's intent to defy the court decision. According to me, such actions should have garnered the same level of media scrutiny that Trump faced for his executive decisions. Throughout my critique, I emphasized what I believe is an inherent bias in CNN's reporting. I noted that CNN was quick to question Trump's motives and legality, while appearing more lenient towards Biden's controversial moves. This alleged double standard, I argue, undermines the credibility of the network's political coverage.
Brad Todd's accusations hinge on specific examples from both Biden's and Trump's presidencies. For Biden, the primary focus is his student loan forgiveness initiative. Despite the Supreme Court ruling against this plan, Biden has continued efforts to implement it. Todd views this as executive overreach that should be heavily scrutinized by the media. In contrast, Todd cites several of Trump's executive actions that faced intense media and legal challenges. One notable example is Trump's attempt to freeze federal funds, which was blocked by a U.S. district judge. The judge sided with Democratic attorneys general who argued that the action overstepped Trump's executive authority. Todd argues that Biden's actions, like his student loan forgiveness plan, are comparable to Trump's executive orders. However, he contends that CNN's coverage has been less critical of Biden's moves. According to Todd, this discrepancy highlights a bias in the network's reporting standards.
CNN host Jim Sciutto here, responding to Brad Todd's claims. I argue that the situations involving Biden and Trump are not equivalent. Biden's actions, particularly regarding student loan forgiveness, are within his right to challenge legal decisions and seek remedies.
Legal analyst Elliot Williams here. While acknowledging that both presidents have the right to challenge court orders, I emphasize the importance of respecting judicial decisions.
Todd countered by referencing Biden's commission to examine expanding the Supreme Court, interpreting this as a Democratic strategy to undermine the judiciary's integrity. This reflects a broader conservative concern about efforts to potentially erode the judicial branch's legitimacy.
The exchange between Todd and CNN personalities highlights the complexities of executive power and judicial oversight. Section 4. Executive Overreach in Historical Context. Historically, presidents have tested the boundaries of their executive power. Executive orders have been a tool for advancing policy goals, often leading to legal challenges.
For instance, Franklin D. Roosevelt issued numerous executive orders during the Great Depression and World War II, some of which faced legal scrutiny. Similarly, President Obama's executive orders on immigration sparked significant legal battles and media coverage. Each president's use of executive power has been subjected to varying degrees of scrutiny.
However, Trump's presidency was marked by particularly contentious legal challenges. His executive actions, such as the travel ban and attempts to redirect federal funds, faced numerous court rulings.
Understanding this historical context helps frame the current debate. It shows that executive overreach is not unique to any one president, but part of a broader pattern in American politics.
Section 5. Media Bias and Objective Reporting. The accusations of a double standard by Brad Todd raise broader questions about media bias and the challenges of objective reporting. In a polarized political climate, perceptions of media coverage often align with partisan leanings.
CNN's response to Todd's claims highlights the difficulty of addressing accusations of bias. While the network defends its coverage as fair and balanced, critics argue that inherent biases influence how stories are reported.
Contributors like Alex Thompson argue that Trump's actions were unprecedented in their scope and potential consequences. This perspective suggests that the media's intense scrutiny of Trump was justified. However, others believe that all presidents should be subjected to the same level of scrutiny, regardless of their party affiliation.
The debate over media bias underscores the importance of transparency and accountability in journalism.
The debate sparked by Brad Todd's accusations against CNN epitomizes the ongoing challenges of media coverage in a polarized political landscape. By examining specific actions by Biden and Trump and the media's response, the discussion highlights the complexities of executive power and the importance of judicial oversight. While CNN's personalities offered counterpoints to Todd's claims, the broader issue of media bias remains contentious. The historical context of executive overreach and the role of the media in covering these actions are critical to understanding this debate. Ultimately, the principles of fairness and objectivity in journalism are paramount in navigating the intricacies of political reporting.